On December 2nd, the final chapter of one of the greatest rivalries in women's wrestling history will be written in Vietnam. Over the course of 4 years, 2 women, one the pupil, the other the master, have battled one another to see who is the one true champion. Both have been triumphant, but only one can be the best. On December 2nd, history will be made when the hell-bent vixen, Viva will become the first Vietnamese woman to ever wrestle in Vietnam, taking on Japanese legend Sumie Sakai for the PCW Ultra Women's Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to PCW Immortal Glory. Here we are tonight with the main event, Sumie Sakai and Viva. I am Eric Baugh, and I am joined by
Saigon's favorite foreigner, Xavier Patricks. And what a main event we have for you here tonight, featuring 2 women that helped to fundraise the first ever wrestling ring in Vietnam, the ring that they will battle it out in tonight. And I am honored to talk to you about this woman right here. She hates to be called this, but she is this. She is a bona fide legend. She's a former PCW Ultra Women's Champ. She is the first ever Ring of Honor Women of Honor Champ. She is an absolute legend who has faced the best, Eric. She has faced Deonna Purrazzo, Io Shirai, Hana Kimura, Athena, Awesome Kong, Brandy Rhodes, an absolute who's list. And tonight she's facing her student and friend, dare I say it, tonight foe, Sumie Sakai. An honor to have her here in Vietnam Pro Wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, Viva Vun, a Vietnamese-American pro wrestler, approaching the ring. Expat, why don't you go ahead and tell us about this woman right here?
I would be honored to. This is the hell-bent vixen, Viva Vun, the current PCW Ultra Women's Champion. Of course, PCW Ultra based out of California, where Viva's from. But as we can see, she is not just a legend in the United States. She is a legend here in Vietnam, becoming the first woman of Vietnamese descent to wrestle in Vietnam. And what a star she is. She has wrestled all over the world, Eric. AAA in Mexico, AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan Strong. But the place that has been close to her heart, that she had never got a chance to wrestle in, was here in Vietnam, and the fans are happy to have her here. Eric, tell me what it means to these fans to have the first Vietnamese woman ever wrestle in Vietnam here tonight.
I mean, this is an absolutely historic moment. After all, she is a Vietnamese wrestler, right? She helped fundraise this ring, and now she is in the very ring that she helped VPW raise money for. You can hear the crowd behind her, full of support, chanting away her name. Passing it over to you, expert.
The following match is scheduled for one fall and is for the PCW Ultra Women's Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, hailing from Orlando, Japan. She is the first Ring of Honor She is the current reigning and defending PCW Ultra Women's Champion and is now the first ever Vietnamese woman to ever wrestle in Vietnam. She is the Hell-Bent Vixen, Viva!
A historical moment, not just for Vietnam Pro Wrestling, but for Vietnam as a whole. This sends a message to the fans in our crowd tonight and for the people watching here online. Wrestling is for everyone. No matter where you're from in this world, you can be a wrestler, even here in Vietnam, and this match is kicking off.
Sumie Sakai going after Viva with a brutal set of strikes here, starting off this match with that high mount, and now Viva on the outside of the ring, capturing Sumie. Viva flips over. Both these women starting hot, and a beautiful wheel kick. Viva taking the lead here despite Sumie's initial attempt at an early assault. Let's see how both of these women carry on throughout this match here.
These two women have a storied history. This is actually a trilogy fight. They have battled it out twice before. The first victory going to Sumie, the second to Viva, and Viva on the ropes.
A beautiful top rope arm drag, taking Sumie across the ring.
Viva kick to Sumie Sakai.
Out of the ring she goes, and Viva having the full support of the crowd behind her. Let's see what she does next as Sumie Sakai wonders about the ring here. Sumie seems to want to take a little bit of a breather after that arm drag. Doesn't want to continue the fight just yet.
This seems unlike Sumie, who comes from Japan, a place where people show a fighting spirit. And what's odd about this is that I had a good chance of walking around Vietnam in Ho Chi Minh City alongside Sumie Sakai, and I did not see this side from her at all. Right now she seems to be taunting the crowd, which is only boding well for Viva Vaughn as the crowd cheers Viva, their national hero.
I don't know what she's doing outside the ring just now, but I think I saw her fiddle around a little bit with the ringside there. Not sure what that was for, but now Sumie Sakai taunting Viva with a little bit of a grip fight here and stops her foot. Not a very clean maneuver. Sumie Sakai, the more experienced wrestler of the two, standing on Viva's toes, taunting her student right here. Oh! That hurt my hand to see right there, expat.
She stomped on her hands like a bully does a kid on a playground in school. Disgusting acts from Sumie Sakai, slamming the head of Viva. This is not what I expected from this match. I thought this was just going to be a battle of technique versus technique, but right now we're seeing what seems to be more of a grudge match as Sumie is pulling on the hair of Vietnam's hero, Viva Vaughn. I'm not a fan of this type of tactic.
And if you guys speak Vietnamese, you'll know that right now Sumie is having a blast taunting the referee with his counts, trying to count away in Vietnamese here as she maintains the hold on Viva's hair. Sumie, the clearly much more experienced wrestler, isn't afraid to play mind games, whereas Viva's going with a much more, and a beautiful elbow to the back here. As I was saying, Viva, the more conventional approach between the two women here.
Viva kicks out. Sumie still using these mind games, stomping on the gut of Viva Vaughn. It's disgusting. Those shoes are filthy. Not a fan of that type of hygiene. I'm interested to see how Viva bounces back, if she can at all, because slapping each other on the back like they're angry at each other, and I'm damn sure they are.
Here we go. Viva getting a sunset flip, cover, a kick out. Viva going after a drop kick, but Sumie sees it coming. And now, Viva, can she get it? An arm drag through. Once again, throwing Sumie across, and a drop kick right to the gut, into the corner. Viva now setting up what's she gonna do here. Getting on the top ropes, and all tying Sumie up into the ropes here. All four limbs. The referee is counting. I think both of these women are not afraid to go slightly out of bounds with the rules here. This is a very important championship for them.
You gotta love the creativity from Viva Van. That submission hold locking in Sumie Sakai like two spiders connected in a web. And Sumie seems to be scraping the eyes of Viva, trying to literally blind her. This match is getting ugly, and I think the crowd is shocked. Oh!
A huge drop kick to the back of the head. Sumie goes for a rather half-hearted pin attempt there. But I think you can hear very clearly which side the crowd is on as they chant away at Viva's name. Oh! Sumie Sakai throwing Viva across the ring there with a handful of hair, and now stomping away at her chest in the corner. It's absolutely disrespectful play, and oh! Sumie with a knee drop to the face right in the corner. Viva is now completely gassed out of it. Gets the cover.
Sumie Sakai may be small in stature, but deep down inside, she's a Brock Lesnar at heart. Absolutely toying with Viva at this point, mocking the crowd by trying to get them to clap. This is not the match that I thought that we would see tonight in a ring that these two women helped fundraise on a GoFundMe. I thought this would be more of a noble fight, but here we go from the top.
Oh, she misses the moonsault. Viva rolling out of the way. Sumie is severely hurt. Both women are down. Let's see how this match goes here as the referee checks on the two of them.
My lord, Sumie Sakai, a woman who's been wrestling since the late 90s, still pulling out the moonsault. I tell you one thing, age is but a number, because you rarely see any wrestlers in Vietnam try to pull those moves, but Sumie Sakai does clothesline from Viva Von.
Viva Von now coming back, full of momentum. Stiff shots to the head and chest, and a back fist. Sumie Sakai is down. The referee gets to the count. 2. Sumie kicks out of it, and Viva, realizing she needs to capitalize on this momentum here. Into the corner she goes. Sumie reverses it, and oh! Close-fisted strike. That's illegal, as you know, expat, in PCW, because it was only one shot. I don't think the referee caught it just then. Viva slips out. Onto the top rope she goes. Let's see what she's ready to do here as Sumie comes round. A beautiful drop kick from the top rope.
And a kip up. The crowd is loving it. This is the Viva they all came to see. 2, and oh! Almost. Viva Von. She is a hero here. The crowd is willing her on. This is the type of main event we thought we would see. The second women's match in Vietnam history. An unbelievable match, Eric. I cannot believe what we're seeing here.
You can see how important this title is to them. The PCW Ultra Women's Championship. Sumie with the moonsault, and Viva with that drop kick, and now Sumie biting away at Viva's arm,
gnawing her like Hannibal Lecter. Oh!
A fisherman neck breaker. She goes for the cover, and now Viva kicking out. Right at 2. She doesn't believe it.
I don't think the crowd expected when Sumie walked out that she'd be a biter, but now she's showing her submission game, which is second to none. She trains BJJ in Florida, and we're seeing it, but right now it looks like oh no!
Into an omoplata, and now, but Viva rolls her through. Gets out of the armbar, and oh! Stiff elbow to the head. She runs for the ropes. Sumie right after. And now Sumie trying to get off the ropes on her own, but Viva comes right after. Both of these women not letting each other go, and now Sumie grabbing head full of hair. Slips out a waistlock kick to the head. Both of these women. Oh, and another beautiful wheel kick from below.
I love the warrior spirit of these two women, these two wrestlers. Viva looks like she's about to go for the pin. Does she retain? 1, 2, and oh. You can see how much this means to Viva. She's sitting in the middle of the ring. Her face tells the whole story. She has come all the way across here to Vietnam. Her first ever match in a place she's always dreamt of wrestling. And all she wants is a victory in front of her hometown fans. And they are cheering her on, willing her way to victory.
Now she's setting up Owen. But Sumie dragging those fingers across the back, raking off the skin and hair. Oh, but Sumie thrown to the outside. Viva coming off the ropes, full head of steam. Oh, but she gets caught in the ring apron.
Spanking her like an unhappy stepdad. What is happening? What a clever move. I've not seen that yet here in VPW, pulling someone into the curtain. Sumie's now mocking the crowd, running around. I wonder what we're about to see next. I'm loving every second of this.
Viva can't get out of it here. And oh! Huge elbow. With a long running start, Viva trapped in that ring apron right there. Sumie, what an absolutely intelligent play.
When you've been in wrestling as long as Sumie Sakai, I tell you one thing. So, the ref got hit.
Sumie just kicked the ropes.
Yes.
I think the referee.
You're being kind. It hit him in the nuts. And he's down for the count. And he's supposed to be making the count. Sumie, she may not look it, but she is a little bit of a bad person.
And now Sumie Sakai using the turnbuckles to her advantage here as she goes for that double arm lock. No referee to enforce the count. As you know, if you're at the ropes, both wrestlers have to separate. Sumie Sakai, what she got in mind here, going outside of the ring event. The ref is still down, and Sumie with a folding chair.
That looks like, in Canada we would call that a lawn chair, but that looks like a mini lawn chair, like it's out of the movie Elf with Will Ferrell. What's she about to do with this? Oh, hits her in the gut. You would not expect this from Sumie Sakai. She's coming in. No, misses.
Misses the shot, and now Viva with a drop kick. Sumie is down!
The ref did not see any of that tomfoolery. We'll see if Viva can turn this around. Getting it, Sumie on her shoulders. What are we about to see?
Viva Vaughn spins around, power bomb! Gets to the high bridge cover. Referee, count away. Can she get it? Can she retain? It's a 3 count. It is over!
Viva Vaughn, Vietnam's first woman to ever wrestle in Vietnam, and now the first ever Vietnamese woman to ever win a match here in VPW, making history. And I do not have anything negative at this point to say about Sumie, despite her tactics. All I can say on behalf of Vietnam Pro Wrestling to these two women is say thank you. Thank you for everything that you have done. Thank you for everything that you have sacrificed. You both deserve a round of applause. You are legends. You are heroes. And without you, we would not be able to do what we do here in VPW. Standing ovation to these women. Eric, what an epic main event, and what an honor to call this match.
A victory by Viva. As you can see, those tactics from Sumie, they were brilliant. They got her an upper hand, but Viva, full of a fighting spirit, able to turn it around. But for both of these women, there is truly, I believe, mutual respect between teacher and student.
These women have a storied background, and the fact that they both sacrificed the time to come out here, this is a beautiful moment for everyone here. These two women standing in the center of the ring that they built. Thank you, Viva. Thank you, Sumie. Making history here, and the fans love it. If you like this type of action, this is what you get each and every live event here at Vietnam Pro Wrestling. We do hope you consider getting a ticket. Be sure to follow us on all our social media. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you soon.